Hi, welcome to The Brief. Nicole, Chris, and Emily.
Welcome back,
you.
Emily.
Thank you very much. It feels great to be back in the cold and the snow and the freezing rain and all that good stuff that we're potentially going to get. But it feels good to be back to what would you do Wednesday.
Yes.
All right, so who wants to start things off?
I'm going to start, and I think, Emily, this guy feels like you.
Water.
All right, well, my story is next, and I think all of us would do the exact same thing as what this little girl did to save her puppy. Wow.
Yeah, courageous.
Yeah.
I would save the puppy. I would save the puppy if it was a bird, if it was like a cougar or something like
Well,
that.
no, of
Maybe
course.
not so much.
Aww.
I know.
Happy ending there.
Yeah.
Okay,
you're next.
You're next.
All right, here. Is it?
Well, they're having fun with it at least.
Well, I guess there's really when life hands you lemons.
Indeed.
All right, active weather.
After dinner.
Yep, tomorrow morning, more so your commute.
All right, connect with us at The Brief. You can send us a tweet at Weather Network. Your Weather Watch continues. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's the 20th of February. I'm Emily Vukovic. And today it's going to be cool. Not frigid, but dressed for -7. We're seeing a daytime high of 0. We are going to be seeing a fairly messy system coming in, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, let's talk about spring. It's time to wake up. Monday, February the 25th. It's an all-day event. You don't want to miss it. We're all going to be here, and we've all got special guests. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, we have got some active weather to talk about with this next system. All right, we've got watches and warnings. We've got a freezing rain warning issued down by London. We've got special weather statements in through the GTA. We're talking about the fact that we could see the initial start of snow around midday into the early afternoon, and then as temperatures kind of still continue to hover around that freezing mark or just get a little bit warmer, we are going to be seeing that transition from snow into freezing rain, potentially some ice pellets, all those areas in pink. And then once that front goes through, we are going to be seeing the wraparound throughout the day tomorrow of a few isolated flurries. So we could see some very slick driving conditions throughout the day today. So we start off as snow. This is later on this afternoon. We switch over to the potential for freezing rain and ice pellets. This is going to be more so around 6, 7 p.m. So just at the end of your evening commute. And then we transition over into showers before the system moves out. We're looking at about 1 to 3 centimeters of snow, fairly widespread throughout the GTA. We are going to see slippery driving conditions continuing that QEW and through Hamilton, down through Niagara, north up through Barrie on that 400. There's that freezing rain, ice pellet potential. This is going to be later on in your commute, and then we transition into rain after that, with the backside seeing some snow tomorrow. Next system coming in, and it looks as though the majority of this one is going to be rain, but we are not ruling out the risk for some freezing rain and possibly even some snow on the backside of this. Heavy snow to the north. To the south, it looks as though it is going to be fairly light. We'll take a quick look at our 7-day forecast. In terms of our temperatures, we are warming up. Look at Saturday, 3 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds. These animals may have been cute, but climate change has caused them to become extinct. Well, we do have a little bit of more snow on the way. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Wednesday. It is the 20th of February, and I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that, hello, spring, time to wake up. We have got your spring forecast of 2019 happening on Monday, February the 25th, an all-day event. You're going to want to see it. All right, let's talk about developing stories. We've got the potential for freezing rain and the potential for some snow today. Temperatures, however, are going to be warming up, and we've got some rain on the way this weekend. I'll break it down for you right now with our active weather coverage. All right, first things first, we do have a special weather statement issued by Environment Canada talking about the risk of snow building in later on this afternoon, and then it's going to transition into rain, well, first freezing rain and ice pellets, and then potentially into rain through the overnight tonight. 0 is our daytime high, feeling more like -7, so that's what you need to dress the kids for. We are going to be seeing that snow develop kind of midday, about 2, 3 p.m. and it's going to continue through the better part of the commute. It is going to be light, but enough to make the roads kind of slick. It's going to feel like -7 for Toronto, feel like -9 through Barrie, feel like -11 up through Huntsville. The snowfall, it is going to be light to the south, heavier to the north. We're going to be seeing about 5 to 10 centimeters through Parry Sound down through Bancroft, but Barrie through Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara, we're looking at about 1 to 3 centimeters. But then it starts to transition by about 6, 7 p.m. That's when we're going to start to see the risk of some freezing drizzle, some freezing rain, some ice pellets, enough to make the roads that are untreated slippery, but treated roads should be okay. All right, we've got another system coming in this weekend. We'll talk about that and check out the fastest flight people did not expect. Well, we do have some dicey conditions on the way today. We're going to see some snow mixing with some freezing rain, maybe some ice pellets, and then switching over to showers through the overnight. So if you are heading out, maybe you're going to check out a movie tonight, maybe you're heading to the auto show. If you are going anywhere, you probably don't want to be driving in this. This is going to be starting later on this afternoon, continuing just in time for your evening commute. We're looking at about 1 to 3 centimeters of snow before it transitions into a little bit of freezing drizzle. Let someone else do the driving. Grab a lift. Your Weather Watch continues on this Wednesday, the 20th of February. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got a fairly large system on its way through Ontario and much of eastern Canada. We've got some watches and warnings that have been issued by Environment Canada. We're talking about the potential for freezing rain as well as snow. That's what it's going to start as. Temperatures are going to be hovering around that freezing mark through much of the GTA. So looking at our wake up, we're looking at about -3, 8 a.m., warming up to -1 by 10, and then by noon, -2, transitioning to about 0, and then we're going to hover. Right? We're going to be hovering around that freezing mark, and that is what's going to give us the risk of that freezing drizzle and the ice pellets by the time your evening commute really kicks off. So we're going to start off with snow, about 1 to 3 centimeters potentially, and then by the evening we start to warm up, and that's when we start to see that transition to freezing drizzle, freezing rain. So looking at our evening temperatures, we're looking at 0, feeling more like -6, but there's that risk. So untreated surfaces could certainly become slippery. Main roads should possibly be okay. Nothing like last week with the ice accretion. Now we do have another system on the way this weekend. This one is going to be bringing us some rain with temperatures warming. Tyler Hamilton has more. Good morning. It is Wednesday. It is the 20th of February. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us. We're talking everything spring. Well, no, we've got a messy winter system on the way, but we do have our spring forecast. That is coming up on the 25th. You do not want to miss this. It is an all-day event. We'll all be here, and we've got tons of great stuff for you to check out, so make sure you see that. All right, developing stories for today. We have got freezing rain and snow. We've got temperatures rising after this system, and we've got some more rain coming in on the weekend. So let's break it down with your active weather coverage. All right, first we'll talk about these watches and warnings that have been issued by Environment Canada. We do have a special weather statement talking about how this system is now going to be starting off as snow. We have a freezing rain warning down in the London area. We are going to be seeing the snow develop probably mid-afternoon. We're looking at about kind of 2, 3, 4 p.m. throughout southern Ontario. Temperatures hovering around the freezing mark. That's where things start to get tricky. When temperatures hover around 0, that is where we start to see that transition from snow. It warms up just a tiny little bit, and we are going to see that risk of freezing rain. So even though it's 0, it's going to feel like -7 today. So make sure you're bundling up. We are going to be picking up about 1 to 3 centimeters of snow before we see that transition into some freezing drizzle by the end of your evening commute. Another system coming up. We'll talk about that. But first, a great story from Michelle Mackey. Hi, welcome to The Brief. Nicole, Chris, and Emily.
Welcome back,
you.
Emily.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It feels great to be back in the cold and the snow and the freezing rain and all that good stuff that we're potentially going to get. But